Tonight on NewsWatch 12 at 6, the collapse of a high school gym roof, canceling classes and leaving parents with concerns tonight. And a closer look at the proposals for new resting sites in Grants Pass following a city council work session.
And we have another very cold night ahead, even colder than last night. And then attention turns to the return of rain, snow, and wind as the week continues. I'll have the details on all of it coming up.
Live, local, late breaking. This is NewsWatch 12 at 6.
We want to continue with our breaking news coverage tonight. Medford police officers are still engaged in a standoff on the 400 block of Grape Street. We want to thank you for joining us. I'm Haley Gravitt. You're taking a live look at the scene right now. You can see very active with police sirens on. The standoff began just after 4 p.m. when police received a report of someone with a handgun menacing. Police said that they still believe the suspect is inside of a home and have established a perimeter around the residence. We're getting a zoom in here. As you can see, police officers looking like they're getting ready to go inside of that building. The roads are still closed in the area for public safety. And reminder, McLaughlin Middle School was briefly placed into a secure status out of an abundance of caution, but there is no threat to the school. Of course, we'll provide updates as they become available. It looks like police are going to go inside of that area. Now, what was in two trusses quickly became the complete collapse of the North Medford High School gymnasium roof this morning. No injuries were reported, but classes at North Medford High School were canceled for the remainder of the day. Just look at that video. And NewsWatch 12's Rocky Walker joining us live from North Medford right now. You were there when the roof fully collapsed, Rocky. What can you share with us now?
Well, Haley, you know, like you said, I was there just maybe 50 feet away from where I am right now when this roof of the gym at North Medford High School behind me, it fully collapsed. You know, it was a huge bang. I heard what sounded like a car crash, looked up, saw just pieces of the roof flying off, going towards some of the crews that were working on the ground here. Here, let me give you at home a look back at what that moment was like. This was the moment the roof of the gym of North Medford High School collapsed. Crews were already on scene due to 3 of the roof's support beams breaking earlier in the morning, and it's only continued to crash down further.
And I started hearing like a train noise behind me, and you started to see debris flying up out of the top of it.
Crews were working alongside the building when it crumbled, with men on the crane mere feet away from the roof. The roof collapsing with so much force, pushing a mechanical supervisor against a door, scraping his knees. While no injuries were reported, he has been taken to the hospital for continued checkup.
Those guys were in the danger zone and doing everything they could to get out of there fast, and anybody that was inside the fence assessing it basically pulled back.
While no one was hurt, they say the recent seismic upgrades and braces on the wall helped to keep the collapse from getting worse.
That reinforcement is likely what kept that wall from just fully collapsing.
And that could have injured a lot of people, because a lot of you guys were on the side.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, we were in the hazard area there.
Yeah, so it really was a lot of an active scene here, you know, even before it actually broke down and just those 3 trusses broke. It really was a lot. They actually had me inside for that. It really was a lot going on here at North Medford High School this morning.
Yeah, the dangers could have been a whole lot worse in that situation, Rocky. And you mentioned that you were inside of that building just an hour before the roof caved in. Can you tell us what you heard and saw while you were inside?
Yeah, you know, from what I saw, it looked a lot different than what it would look like now. You know, we have some pictures on our website that show just it completely being decimated. But when I was in there as late as maybe 20 minutes before the collapse. We heard nonstop crackling and popping, and they were saying that, you know, that is the sound of the other trusses cracking and popping. I asked them, I said, it sounds like this is going to be collapsing soon. They said they weren't too sure, but they were leaving it up in the air, and that's exactly what happened. You know, it was definitely about half of the gym that really looked decimated, but at this point now it's completely crushed under the weight of that roof. And like I said, that crackling, that popping sound, it really was a signifier that this was just bound to happen.
Yeah, thanks, Rocky. We appreciate your in-depth reporting for us tonight. And school is canceled for the remainder of the week, or do we know how long school? We're not really entirely sure yet, but as we watch the building collapse, a lot of parents and guardians questioning the school district. Parents are vocal on Medford School District's Facebook page. Parents were vocal on Facebook about the collapse. A comment from Megan Thompson saying, as you may recall, the district invested in a significant seismic upgrade of the building last summer. This means that the district may have been aware of the vulnerabilities of the roof in regards to snow accumulation and ignored it, believing the seismic upgrades were significant. My child was in the gym during the initial evacuation, as were other athletes. I feel as though not enough care and attention has been given to the safety of our students. Another parent chiming in. So the crack was discovered Friday, and nothing was done to shore it up or remove snow load between then and Tuesday? MSD responding, our priority was ensuring the safety of students and staff. These efforts were extremely dangerous due to the roof's 200 feet by 200 feet size and the hazardous conditions. And Medford School Board's next meeting is February 20th. Parents really vocal today about the incident and are sure to make a splash at the next board meeting. Of course, we'll keep you posted when we learn more information. Let's check in with Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman for a look at our conditions tonight, Matt.
Well, we have a very cold night ahead, Haley, even colder than last night. Let's take a look. We had seen the freezing fog and low cloudiness in Wairika move out this afternoon, but now starting to settle right back in. Expect some drops in visibility there along I-5. Otherwise, mostly clear skies. Temperatures already starting to tumble. It's only 1 degree right now in Klamath Falls, 2 degrees in Lakeview. We're down into the 30s in Medford, 8 degrees in Montague, and it's 37 along the coast in Gold Beach. So some very cold conditions tonight. Cold weather advisories in place for much of southern Oregon and Northern California through 9 a.m. tomorrow. We're likely going to be heading down into the teens in the Rogue Valley and well below zero on the east side. Also along the coast, look for freezing temperatures, a freeze warning in place from 10 p.m. tonight to 9 a.m. tomorrow. Here's a look at those overnight low temperatures. 7 degrees below zero in Klamath Falls, but it's also possible we could get even colder than that. Down to 16 in Grants Pass and Medford and 6 degrees in Wairika. Tomorrow, a frigid morning. We stay dry, though, as we go through the course of your Wednesday. Clouds will increase through the afternoon, and winds will start to pick up after dark tomorrow. Eventually, rain and snow moving in as well, with the next storm system set to impact our region. Winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories have been issued for portions of our region. I'll detail more about these alerts. We'll talk about where we have a couple of wind advisories as well, and I'll have the latest on timing, precipitation amounts, and of course a look towards the weekend as well, all coming up in just a bit.
And continuing our coverage tonight on the homeless crisis in Grants Pass, City Council met for a work session yesterday and narrowed down proposals for new resting sites to 3 options tonight. Tim Quidadamo gives us a closer look.
Weeks after closing the city's largest resting site for its unhoused population, the city of Grants Pass is considering 3 new spots designated for public camping. The southeast I Street lot is near a furniture warehouse and residential neighborhood. The Northwest Midland Ave location is also near homes and businesses. And the privately owned Northwest Vine Street location is nestled between I-5 and a mobile home park. When the J Street resting site closed in January, we talked to a business owner nearby about his experience next to the camp.
Absolutely horrible. This is my community. I'm from here. I was born and raised here. I don't want them to move it to the north end of town so that I don't have to deal with it. This is still my town. I don't want anybody else to have to do what we've had to do.
Devin Dior, a concerned resident who lives near the proposed site on Midland Ave, shared a letter to the mayor of Grants Pass with us. She said in part, quote, A Street and the J Street site have no residential homes around. Those places are fine with me, but to choose a place smack dab in the middle of a family residential area is an absolute smack in our faces. End quote. The discussion of timeline for these sites was tabled for a future City Council executive session. In Grants Pass, I'm Tim Quidadamo.
And we've got some hoops action coming up in the next hour at Cascade Christian High School. A 3A matchup between the two teams in the Southern Oregon Conference. Joining us live from Cascade Christian is Luke Doughton. Luke, you talked to the St. Mary's team who is hungry for that win tonight.
Haley, today I got the chance to sit down and talk with head coach Jared Pulver and junior guard Jack King, and they are ecstatic about the group that's at St. Mary's right now. They know it's going to take a lot to compete against the reigning champions in the state for the 3A division, who are also coming off of a three-peat, unlike the Kansas City Chiefs. But during the snowstorm we just had, even though school was closed and they couldn't get into the gym at school, the boys for St. Mary's were still putting in their work at the courthouse in Medford. The courthouse is a basketball facility, and so still getting up their shots. Despite the loss in the last matchup, Coach Pulver likes what he's seeing from his squad.
I call it fearlessness. And the guys were just willing to take on any role and take on any opponent we put in front of them, regardless of who they were.
But then this year we're able to come out and compete, even though we didn't win, just knowing that we can compete with those guys.
Of how good they're going to stack up during that playoff run if they get there. So yeah, they're gonna have another shot to really just get a crack at these champions. Whoever wins this tonight will also be at the top of the 3A division as well. Live at Cascade Christian, I'm Luke Doughton.
And we do want to follow up on the breaking news. We're checking back in on this police standoff on Grape Street in Medford. Police have not gone into the building as of right now, but it looks like it could happen at any moment. Of course, we're going to keep you updated. There was a report again of someone with a handgun. Police said they still believe the suspect is inside of the home. They have established a perimeter around the residence. Of course, we'll keep you updated as soon as we have more information for you tonight.